The longer I've had to sit with this post, the more I feel like it's basically the Rosetta Stone to understanding the rest of this case, and it's quite embarrassing. Now, a lot of you have been calling out the middle school obsessions, and I just want to make note of that because, first of all, the language that's in this post that Blake uses, it vacillates back and forth between us, we, I, my, and and it's very interesting to see how, because this is her subconscious brain at work that we're seeing play out in these patterns of her speech. Because she very much vacillates between external and internal depending on what she's saying. In that way, this is one of the most complete, clear, and obvious ways that we can see Blake's patterns of behavior play out in a single comment. Because to start off with, she says, my Y2K girlies. So she starts off like possessing Y2K women. But she infantilizes millennial women by calling them girlies, which I get. I know that's part of the vernacular of millennial times. But you have to remember, this is in relation to Blake's subconscious patterning and how she's exposing it in writing for all of us. So she's possessing millennial women and infantilizing them right out of the gate. So my Y2K girlies, I should be competitive. Like, why should you be competitive with your own husband? Like, you both got paid. End of story. Like, honestly, to believe that It Ends With Us would compete with Deadpool in the first place is kind of, I mean, granted, I know there were a lot of numbers of fans attached to the book It Ends With Us, but to believe that It Ends With Us would have, competition with an ongoing franchise from a person who's actively been working in successful productions prior to this is just, I don't know, there's something there. Something to be said for that. And then she moves on. I should be competitive because It Ends With Us movie is coming out in 3 weeks. So remember, the Rosetta Stone for everything else. This is 3 weeks before the premiere of the movie. So we're right before the so-called smear campaign is about to start. And by all accounts, it should be that Blake Lively is still in good standing with Justin Baldoni, but we already see what's been happening as early as July behind the scenes, from the text messages, the emails, etc. She's already in a power struggle with Justin Baldoni by this point. So she says, It Ends With Us is coming out in 3 weeks. But when your middle school obsessions, your feelings post-baby, and I want to focus on that comment there specifically, because until this, and seeing this comment as the Rosetta Stone for everything else involved in this case, I've had a really hard time accepting, not believing, but accepting the commentary from people that have been saying that the wardrobe choices and a lot of the sexual harassment claims are attached to Blake Lively's relationship with her body image postpartum. Now, I can very plainly see, and it finally, like, there's something to finally attach that to, and I can accept it for what it is. But again, she vacillates from I and my to suddenly your feelings post-baby. So she can't even internalize that these are her feelings about her postpartum, like, body issues. She's saying your feelings post-baby. Or about nice men who use feminism as a tool, which I will call that out as a projection, because she's the one who's weaponizing feminism as a tool for her benefit. Justin Baldoni hasn't used feminism. He hasn't weaponized it to gain control or anything during the process of this movie, which is why I'm saying this is a projection. Nice men who use feminism as a tool. No, ma'am, that's you. That's you. Sit with that and own that for a minute, please, because that could have spared us from this entire case if you had just recognized that, oh, Oh, it's me. Your love of The Wizard of Oz, Succession, Sandy and Danny, Driving with Avril, blasting the way the choreography, oh, blasting, sorry, run on sentence here. Your love of The Wizard of Oz, Succession, Sandy and Danny, Driving with Avril, blasting the way choreography of a certain boy band song got me. So again, she vacillates from your to my, I to us kind of a thing. So she's already vacillated from, like, these are the things that brought me alive in my middle school years, but but now she's attributing them to all millennial women because this is how she feels. So she thinks that she is the holder and representation of all millennial women, which is wild. We are not a monolith, even though I'm factually a zennial. I'm not a millennial. Of Baz Luhrmann fireworks to punctuate a moment, even down to the fact that our hair color is determined by seasons and the French method by which it's painted are all so seen. Ma'am, I'm a licensed hairdresser and I don't even have balayage done to my hair, let alone do I let my hair color be dictated by the seasons, because I don't have seasonal hair care money. So it's wild for her to vacillate back and forth between I and my and us and we, and how she internalizes and externalizes her perceptions of all of this, and how she believes that her embedding these representations into the movie is going to speak to all millennial women. Because I've never blasted Avril. I'll say that outright. I've never watched Succession. I like Wizard of Oz, but I'm not like obsessed with it. Not really obsessed with Sandy or Danny either. Like, if I'm gonna be real, Grease 2 is where it's at. Cool writer. Who, like, say no more. Why would we obsess over Sandy and Danny when there's literally Cool Writer? Okay, so anyways, moving on. By which it's painted are also seen. My word, it's hard not to encourage my ladies to spot all the ways we've influenced Deadpool movie. I've never been more proud. And I've given birth 4 times. Now, mind you, couple this with the video that followed attached to this, where she ends it and she's like, I've never felt more seen. This is the Rosetta Stone for understanding the entire case, because she's saying that, you know, she does have postpartum baby issues, which essentially are her body image issues. But she's saying that, like, she's putting it out there, and so now we can attach all of the discomfort and all of that, because what will happen is, instead of sitting with the discomfort that's happening internally with her and recognizing that it's something happening inside her and is her own issue, she externalizes it and puts it out there, and then Justin Baldoni becomes the container, the holder, and like the person responsible for all of those issues. It's not that Justin Baldoni was a threat or did these things. It's that she cannot understand that the discomfort that she feels is most likely not caused by anyone outside of herself. And then when she finishes the video, she's like, I've never felt more seen. So she believed that the only way for her to feel seen, for millennial women to be represented, is for her to be represented in the movie. So anytime that she wasn't invited to have her fingerprints all over It Ends With Us, she's perceiving that as like the idea that Justin Baldoni and Jamie Heath are not therefore feminists. And then she weaponizes that. It's not that they're using it as a tool. It's not that they're weaponizing it. It's that she can't understand the difference between her internal world and the external world. This is the Rosetta Stone to understand it all, to unlock all of everything.